So I usually like to start off my day with a hot drink, and this morning I was off to do some exercising, so I went for a nice hot cup of tea. It just kind of gave me that caffeine boost and helped put me in the mood to exercise. And yeah, I just did a bit of a run, and then after that I was absolutely starving. I definitely worked up an appetite, so for breakfast I made some French toast. And for my French toast, I like to use sourdough bread. It's just like the perfect texture in my opinion. So just cut a few slices of that. And to make my batter, I use almond milk, some nutritional yeast because it kind of gives it that eggy flavor, some vanilla extract, a little sugar to sweeten, some flour to thicken it up, and then of course I gotta add in the cinnamon. So I just whisk that all together and make sure it's thoroughly mixed. Then I just take my slices and dip them in the batter so they're coated on both sides and fry them up. So I got some vegan butter going and just putting the slices in the pan and gonna let them cook until they are golden brown and done on both sides. You know, pretty simple. And to accompany the French toast, I also made some scrambled tofu. So I'm starting off with a little olive oil, and I like to put spinach in mine. So I'm putting that in there and then letting it cook down. Then I'm adding in the tofu and mixing it all together, letting everything mingle and cook. And I'm adding in some seasonings for some color and some flavor and letting it cook some more, and that's pretty much it. So breakfast is done, and I also cut up some fresh fruit to go with it as well. Gotta keep everything balanced. And yeah, I really like making this breakfast, especially on the weekend. I just love French toast. It's super delicious. All right, so for lunch, I went out to eat and I got a vegan Cobb salad. This is like literally one of my favorite salads ever. It just has a bunch of good stuff in it. It has grilled asparagus, quinoa, avocado, chickpeas, a heap full of veggies, and it's topped off with this really tasty vinaigrette. So yeah, I kind of just went to town on this. It was so good, and this salad definitely sticks to you. It's super filling. And for dinner, I made lasagna. So I'm starting by making my veganized version of ricotta cheese. I am taking some macadamia nuts, a little fresh squeezed lemon juice, and some water, and pulsing that in my food processor until it comes out like this, kind of, you know, really smooth and spreadable. Then I'm making my cheesy sauce, and for the base of this I'm using carrots and potatoes, and I actually use pretty much the same recipe for this sauce as the one I used to make my vegan mac and cheese, which is posted on my blog. So if you want the recipe with the exact measurements and such, I will post that link down below and you can check it out. So after everything is in, I'm processing it in my blender until it turns nice and creamy and cheesy. Then I'm taking my baking pan and placing down my lasagna noodles, which have already been cooked. Just putting those in there in a nice formation. And then I'm spreading on that macadamia mixture that I made. Gonna drizzle over some tomato sauce and smooth that all out. Then I'm adding in some spinach leaves. I just love spinach, it's so good. So yeah, I'm packing that all in. Also, I'm adding some black beans. These have been cooked and smashed, and this can get a little messy, but it tastes good, so it's all worth it. Then I'm pouring on the cheesy sauce and sprinkling on some seasoning so everything is nice and seasoned and tastes really good. And yeah, so I always make 2 layers of this, so I'm gonna go ahead and make the second layer. And I don't always put everything in the same order, but it really doesn't matter because it all comes out tasting delicious. Yeah, I'm gonna finish it off and garnish it with some parsley. I just think it makes it look really pretty and nice, and it goes really well with it. So I'm gonna put it in the oven and let it bake, and then when it's all finished, this is how it looks. This lasagna is so yum, and I had this with some broccoli and a piece of the sourdough bread from earlier, and this will be my dinner for the next couple of days. So yeah guys, that is what I ate today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon on my next one. Bye!